Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is morning every time, somewhere in the world. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I am Ibrahim Kwame Asante. Abraham means the friend of God. Kwame means I was born on Saturday. And Asante in Swahili means thank you. So friend of God, born on Saturday, thank you. Africa. It is said that a wise man may never know where he's going, but it is only the fool who neither knows where he's going nor where he's coming from. The speakers before me have spoken quite extensively on history. History, they say, repeats itself. But I dare to challenge to say that if men were to learn from history, history would never repeat itself. If we do easy things as Africans, we will survive. If we do difficult things, we will be stable. If we do the impossible, we will be successful. But if we can dare to go beyond imagination, that is when we will become significant. Because beyond success is significance. Beyond mastery is artistry. What does the word Africa means to me as an acronym? A means all civilization originates from here. The F in Africa means we are forever blessed with abundant resources. Mineral resources, human resources, you name it. The R means real and awesomely beautiful. The I in Africa means illuminates the world with love. If you want to see real love, come to Africa. I would not say go to Africa, I would say come to Africa. The C, culturally wealthy and original. And the last A in Africa, I would say we have an amazing future as a people. But how are we going into the future? 18th century was anything goes. 19th century was believe me world. The 20th century was show me world. 21st century is prove it to me world. If we as a people don't go back to support our own, who else would do that? For 2.5 months this year, I was in Ghana, Nigeria, Sudan, Liberia, and Cote d'Ivoire on a significant African tour, Give Back to Africa tour. Because I asked myself, Ibrahim, enough about the talk, start to speak. There's the difference between talking and speaking. Talk is cheap. We talk with our mouths, but we speak with our heart. That's why we say talkative, not speakative. That's why we have public speakers, not public talkers. Many have talked. It is time to speak. Time to go back to Congo, as my sister did, to several African countries, as Henry Pierre. Go back to Israel, as Dr. Ben and my sister has, to the roots. Kunta Kinte. Get back to the roots. But if I say go back, it begins here, where you live. I serve as a global ambassador for Focus on Disability Foundation in UK. Every Thursday, unfailingly, if I'm in the UK, I'm a frontline volunteer for St. Luke Hospice in Harrow, where we raise funds from the sale of donated items to take care of people with terminal illness. I'm also the head of training and strategy volunteer for Humanity First. We do cataract surgeries, that's gift of sight. We kid schools in Africa and other deprived areas in the world. We also do Feed the Village program. We also dig wells around the world. It is not so much about what our leaders can do, but what can we do as individuals from where we are. It starts with you and I.
Yes.
This is the African life. The L-I-F-E. I would say the L, love it. Love it as an African. Because in diversity, we can all coexist in peace. Live it. Live it as an African. Keep your originality. It is not about the passport you hold. I still hold the Ghanaian passport till date. Although my mom still carries her British passport. It is not about the passport, my dad will say. It is about the value and content you have to bring to humanity. Yes. Nothing wrong about carrying any other passport. And leave a legacy. What legacy are we living as Africans to our children and our children's children? The I would say, inspire others. There are countless youths I've inspired through my volunteerism in St. Luke's. I always put it on the Facebook. And people are like, oh, Ibrahim, with all your business, you still have time every Thursday to go to St. Luke's Hospice. Wow, how can I join you? But I live in Thamesmead. I said, you don't need to come to St. Luke's. Find a charity in your area and go do the same. 4 hours a week can do it. People in Nigeria, Ghana, other African countries have been inspired by that. Another I is illuminate the paths for people. We may not be able to help people directly, either financially or otherwise, but we could shed the light for them to see the way to go. And also I increase the capacity to grow. Most people have the yearning talent, as the lady who just spoke said. They want to do it, but we need to increase their capacity. Nothing so frustrating than to have enough to give, but the receiver has no capacity. The F, I would say, let us as individuals find our purpose as Africans. Why are you here? You know, there are things we don't choose. We don't choose where we are born, how we are born, to which parents we are born to, even what countries we are born in. There must be a purpose by the big source, the Creator. As Africans, we must, as individuals, find our purposes. And once we find the purpose, we must focus on our assignment. My purpose, I believe, is to inspire others, illuminate their paths and increase their capacity to grow, whether in finance, human resources, in charitable activities. That is my purpose as an African and as a human being first. Let us not forget we are human beings first, before Africans. Love for all, hatred for none. I always say I'm made in Africa, but for the world. When we found our purpose, focus on our assignment, we need to fulfill our potential. So many of us have found a purpose. We are focusing on the assignment, but we are not seeking help. We are not looking for mentors to help us to fulfill our potential. The last E in life, I would say, as Africans, we need to empower the next generation. Empower the next generation. We can never be significant without having significant successes. And we need to engage them positively to impact. I was an ISECA, an International Association of Students in Economics and Management. I'm in the alumni now. And what ISEC does for students in schools, tertiary schools, is to help give leadership, entrepreneurship, and social responsibility skills and attitude to us. And I'm grateful to ISEC for imbibing that spirit of leadership, entrepreneurship, and social responsibility in me. We should also enable others to achieve their goals beyond imagination. They could be Asians, they could be English, they could be European, they could be Americans. But as Africans, we need to embrace. It is more of collaboration than independence. This 21st century is VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. And in such a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, we need agility, flexibility, not rigidity. Not, I am African, so it must be the African way. I'm wearing this because it is, as my sister said, it suits the occasion. What are we doing where we live? What are we doing where we work? It is not about the Bible, the Torah, the Quran. Let our lives as the people of Africa be the Bible, the Quran, the Torah. Not going to the church, the mosque, or the synagogue. In the end, because time has been spent, I would say we must aim. A-I-M. The A standing for authenticity, I, integrity, and M is mentorship. Authenticity, we must be ourselves. We must be original. We must be the unique us in this whole diversity. Integrity, let our word be our own. I say credibility is now the current currency. Be authentic as a people. We have integrity. And mentoring. Let us avail ourselves, those of us who have the experience, to go back home. And even start from here, as Simba said, working with the authorities, the institutions, to correct the wrong perceptions. Because we only look with the eye, but we see with the mind. That is why when, with all due respect to people who are blind, when you speak to a blind man or woman and he or she agrees, he says, oh, I see. Let us see Africa from a different scope. With a telescope, the African telescope, so that we can see far. With the endoscope, the African endoscope, so that we can see deep, have the insight. With a microscope, the African microscope, so that we can see bigger. But most importantly, with the mind scope, the African mind scope of transformation, not change. We have heard enough about change. We have seen enough change. But change is reversible. Transformation is irreversible. When the butterfly moves from the cocoon to a butterfly, it never comes back. That is transformation. We need African transformation, not African change. Because we've had enough of changes. Because change is two ways. Transformation is one way. Change is temporal. Transformation is permanent. Change is small, incremental. But we need big, large, and significant incremental. We need to evolve. And we need to start creating as the people of the book. Not complaining, because complainers never create. Creators complain. Let us go beyond imagination, not by doing easy things, we will only survive. Not by doing difficult things, we will only be stable. Not by doing impossible things, because that will only make us successful. But going beyond imagination to become significant. Thank you so much. I'm grateful to my parents, grateful to the Almighty God, grateful to you, PF, and all of you for coming today on this African Day. May Africa bring the everlasting peace that we so desire in this world. Thank you.